now we're going to be getting on into this great best of 7 here, so no time wasted whatsoever. I hope you guys are going to look forward to that team. Like, keep posted for more details there. So we've got a best of 7 going on here. We've got the 2 finalists, the first spawning up the top left-hand side, playing for Team My Insanity, the Protoss player. He made it to the finals of a few Afreeca Worlds. I think this is his 3rd finals, if I'm mistaken. I know he's played in a lot of Afreeca Worlds. I can't quite remember how many he's made it to the finals, but he's in the finals of this one, and it looks like he's going to be just walling off on the low ground there. And now we can't really talk about his build when his opponent hasn't been introduced. You know him. Playing for Team Euronics, his Nerchio actually just dethroned a laser after a laser won the past 4 Afreeca Worlds. So we've got a new champion right now. We've got a new champion and someone trying to oppose him. And when I say a new champion here, it's because PtitDrogo has not quite been a champion, I believe, and then neither has Nerchio here. It's just been a laser. It's just been me trying to find someone who can bring down a laser in this tournament here. And we finally did. Nerchio, his fellow countryman, managed to do it. The emotes to StarCraft 2 were a great thing out of Nerchio. Just this is what BM has become, just fancy emotes. So a turtle is Nerchio calling PtitDrogo a little bit slow, maybe. Maybe he was thinking it was too long for the games to get started. But anyway, so PtitDrogo expanding, Nerchio also expanding, going for that very quick 3rd base here. So it looks like we could be setting up for a macro game. Now, in PtitDrogo's world, there is no such thing as a Protoss versus Zerg macro game. There's the game in which the Zerg Ling Hydra Bane all-ins the Protoss player. So we'll see how this game sort of devolves. And Nerchio, I don't believe he's known too much for his Ling Bane all-ins. But he is, yes, Nerchio, not known too much for his constant aggression or things like that, but he's a very decisive player. We'll see if he decides to go for a timing like that. We know Nerchio has, if you followed StarCraft 2, you'll know Nerchio has had problems with Skytoss in the past. Lots of Zergs have, and that's why they tend to go for the heavy aggression. So we'll see. It's sort of a battle. PtitDrogo absolutely hates Zerg. Nerchio, I think, has a good amount of discontent for Protoss, so we'll sort of see how this goes. This Adept's actually going to shade in from the looks of things here. Wanting to get a bit of scouting there. Needs to be careful, though. Gonna need to shade out of there pretty quick. Gonna just have to run for it. Speed isn't quite done. We've now got an Oracle on the way for PtitDrogo. Fortunately for him, there's no Widow Mines out, so he's not gonna run into any of those. We've now got another gateway coming up here. And now we're actually seeing a bit of aggression going to be coming out of Nerchio. He's got the speed, he's got the Overlord, so he's actually going to drop into PtitDrogo's base now. And look at this. This is just perfect. He's actually going to see that Overlord is PtitDrogo. He's got the Oracle that's coming out. It'll be able to clean up these Lings or force them up at the very least. But 2 Adepts should actually be enough to sort of deal with these Lings. Yes, some will run into the main base here. The Oracle's actually going to activate its Pulsar Beam. A Phoenix is the follow-up as well, so those Lings are just going to get cleaned up. No damage there done by Nerchio. The Phoenix will be able to deal with this Overlord as well, so that days are numbered. 3rd base on the way for Nerchio. Well, for PtitDrogo. We're seeing that Overlord going to get picked off there. That one Ling may go down with the ship, it looks like. And yes, it does. We now see another Oracle on the way for PtitDrogo, so he's actually opting for that. Now, it could possibly be the mass Oracle style. I've never seen PtitDrogo do that in all the times he's played in these tournaments. And it's actually not going to be. He throws up the Twilight, he throws up the Forge. So nothing too aggressive coming out of here. Now, as far as the Unisloss go, it's just been those that Ling drop, that Overlord that went down. We now see 2 Adepts are going to shade in. They're possibly just going to shade in. Yes, they are. They're going to try and get some drones, but it doesn't look like they'll really get any. So those Adepts paid with their lives there. Looking at the unit count, we've got 2 oracles out for PtitDrogo. He's getting up a robo, a Twilight Council, and Nerchio, he's getting up a lot of drones. So both these players are contently macroing right now. We see the lair on the way for Nerchio, so it's possible we'll see him throw down some further tech later on. It is just Lings right now, though. But we'll possibly see those Hydras, we'll possibly see those Banes that PtitDrogo is not too much of a fan of. +1 is already done for Nerchio here. So he's going to have, well, it's not done, it's just about to finish up. So he will have that upgrade advantage there. We've got Charge on the way for PtitDrogo right now. So possibly going to see a bit of a mass Charge lot play here. And versus no Hydras, and if Nerchio gets caught off guard a little bit by this, that can certainly make the plays right there. The Oracles will also be great. We're now seeing mass Charge lots being warped in by PtitDrogo. Charge, much cheaper now, so it's easier for Protoss players to commit to. We're going to have just mass Charge lot Archon, it's going to look like, coming out of PtitDrogo here. We've got the Warp Prism already out on the map. There's, where's that Warp Prism gone? Heading towards the base of Nerchio. For now, though, it's just floating on. We now see +1 is already done here, so that will help the Lings deal with these charge lots. +1 is going to finish up for PtitDrogo, though. Won't take too long for that to finish up there. So we're seeing a mass Zealot warping right now. We see some Zealots heading towards the gold base for Nerchio. I didn't actually mention that, but yes, Nerchio took the gold base, but right now it's not mining right now. We see these Zealots trying to get on top of the drones. Going to get the Queen, it looks like here. Then just going to charge after those drones there. We see no Banelings morphing for Nerchio, so he's just opting for this Hydraling Bane. And we're looking at another massive Zealot warping PtitDrogo. Going up the ramp right now, the Phoenix actually lifts one of those units. The Oracle's trying to put out as much damage as they can, and they're actually helping. Now we actually see the lair just go down there for Nerchio. We see more Zealots being warped in. That Warp Prism may actually go down, and yes it will, but PtitDrogo's ahead on supply. He's killed 22 drones. The gold base is still up, but the lair is dead. It looks like the main base may go down here. Zealots are still trying to pick off anything they can. And Nerchio's got 49 of his drones on one base right now, as he lost his main, he lost his natural, he's got the gold. He's going to need to transfer some workers back to that gold right away to get his economy back on track. He did manage to clean this up, though. GG gets called to Nerchio, not trying to waste any time. It's a best of 7, so he may have room to come back in this game. It's a best of 7, so Nerchio may have room to come back in this game. We'll see, though. The next map is going to be Abyssal Reef here. Alrighty, so we're going to be getting on into the next game pretty quick here. Game number 2. So PtitDrogo's actually got the lead here. Maybe PtitDrogo just had trouble versus a laser, and he'll actually be able to take Nerchio down. That was a very decisive build out of him. Both players headed the macro route, but PtitDrogo just managed to take the series there. Well, not the series, the first match of the series. And now we're going to be getting on into the second, which is going to be Abyssal Reef, so it'll be a little bit different. Oops. Now, it's a best of 7 here. Oh, did I just... Okay. So, we've got currently up 1... Come on, I always get this wrong. Currently up 1-0, spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. Playing for Team My Insanity. You know him. Won the first series with a clean 3-0. Possibly looking to sort of rip through Nerchio here. It's similar to the last game, but Nerchio, a very solid Zerg player, spawning up in the bottom left-hand side of the map. He does GLHF and he does the turtle again. I don't know what that means, but maybe he's trying to get inside PtitDrogo's head. We've got this probe moving out for PtitDrogo. Immediately Nerchio just says, nope, I ain't dealing with that. He's gonna take the third base. And that's just so simple for PtitDrogo just to do that. Nerchio just without a second thought did that too as well. He just doesn't want to deal with that. PtitDrogo though, just walling off in the low ground once again here, going to be getting out that Nexus. Nerchio has just opted to take his gas and pool at the regular times. His third base will be a little out there, but he may take a quick natural to make up for that, to sort of complete the triangle. Nexus on the way for PtitDrogo. He's going to get up his Cybercore, so he's going to have a solid wall here. He's just going to need to wall off the left side now, and he'll be completely safe. So nothing too out of the ordinary here out of these players. PtitDrogo are just trying to delay the space as long as he can. Look at that little symbol there. It's just going back and forth. Nerchio sending out a drone, just heading to saturate that base. So Nerchio's going to be a little uncomfortable with the location that base had to be taken there. But nothing too out of the ordinary. PtitDrogo, he's got the Cybercore up. He's investing in the Twilight Council now, so we'll see this is different from the previous game. No Stargate here. Nerchio now going to get this base finally here. It's a little delayed, but he manages to get it. I mean, it's not like there's too much opposing him besides that one probe there, but and the probe actually escapes. Now we're seeing Pneumatized Carapace coming out of Nerchio here. Now, this is actually a bit of a play out of a Laser's book here. As a laser, if you guys remember the previous Afreeca world, a laser basically spent it doing one thing. Well, a lot of things. You do a lot of things in StarCraft, but basically one very clear build he went for. He went for the fast Pneumatized Carapace. He scouted what his opponent was going for, and then he reacted to it accordingly. And now we may see Nerchio just do a similar thing like that. Just get the scouting information, just try and react. He was caught off guard in that last game by all those zealots. He didn't have any banelings or anything like that. So we'll sort of see how it goes for Nerchio, changing things up a little bit. He sort of played his own style in that last game, and it didn't work out too well. PtitDrogo caught him off guard, and now PtitDrogo may have a few flashbacks here to this Overlord Scout in Afreeca world. That sort of signified a laser just reacting and doing everything more or less perfectly. We actually see that spore being cancelled there, so that's very interesting. One of the spores being cancelled, not the one at the third base, though. That's not something you see too often. Nerchio scouted the Dark Shrine there, and then he cancelled his spore. So I guess he was maybe worried about oracles and not about DTs, and instead he's going to get out a quick lair here, and I guess that's how he's going to deal with these DTs here. Saving some resources there. It's a little risky, but saving some resources. Now, I don't believe there's a Warp Prism out. Actually, yes, there is. I'm completely wrong. And now we're going to see these 3 DTs, a fourth coming out, so we're likely going to see this advance into that Archon drop there. The 3 DTs are going to run in here. We'll see if they get anything done. They're possibly just going to assassinate one of these queens here. The DTs are now going to start butchering these drones. One of the DTs may actually go down. That's unfortunate for PtitDrogo. That's not a... He doesn't have enough for an Archon now. So he's going to have to unload, possibly warp in another. See, that lonely DT doesn't have his counterpart. He killed 11 drones somewhere. Okay. I guess 1 or 2 of those adepts got in. Wow. So I wasn't looking for half a second, so that 1 DT was a bit of a distraction, I guess. We now see an Archon here. We see 2 Archons and a Zealot. Is what PtitDrogo is going to go in for. Now, there's no charge on these Zealots. It's far too early for that right now, so... It's just going to be these Archons trying to trade, possibly pick up a ling or 2. And it actually kills off a few lings so far. So far he's killed 12 lings, 13 drones, so that's very nice for PtitDrogo. Whereas Nerchio is just continuing to produce these lings. He's got a 3rd base on the way to PtitDrogo, Forge on the way, Charge on the way, Immortal on the way. So PtitDrogo is very content in this game, I believe. He's equal on workers to Nerchio right now. Nerchio sort of had to produce all those roaches. He's up to 7. having to invest in that to deal with this Archon drop right now. Photon Overcharge went down. I believe it killed off an Overlord there. Some more gateways for PtitDrogo. He's got the sentries, so this game is going to sort of stabilize a little bit, but it could sort of change up to PtitDrogo aiming for an attack. Perhaps Nerchio will aim for an attack instead, but for now Nerchio just seems content droning. He's just got this Roach Warren. We'll possibly see a fourth go up for Nerchio soon. Yes, it does. Now these Archons are actually going to try and shut that down. I'm not sure how that works. And he actually kills the hatchery. That is huge for PtitDrogo. Nerchio thought he could save it, but apparently not. So PtitDrogo is just making the plays this game. Right now we're going to see these Archons come into the natural. They possibly just need to get off one or two shots to kill a few drones. Oh, they get the shot off, but not a second one, so those drones are just brutalized there. We now see a Hydra Den on the way, so Nerchio is going to be going into that sort of Roach Hydra style. He's got the Hydra skin too there. He is getting up a fourth base once again, but PtitDrogo's got to be very content. He's gotten up at third base uncontested. So just PtitDrogo should be quite happy with how this game's going. Now he's got a Twilight Council, and he's warping in Templar, but I don't believe he's got Storm yet. No, he hasn't begun researching that. I mean, he's actually just using it for Archons, which is interesting, since he already had a Dark Shrine that he could use for Archons there. I guess opting for the alternative cost there. We've now got this Prism back at home, so it looks like that PtitDrogo is content just staying at home, getting up a fourth base. He's had trouble in the past securing this fourth base and holding on whatever the Zerg goes for, but I'd say Nerchio's been quite stifled this game here. We now see some Overlords flying in, just dying there. And it looks like we may actually see PtitDrogo go for an attack. Look at this, he's warping in two more Archons, going to be getting up a bunch of Zealots here, so it's actually going to be PtitDrogo opting for the attack this time. He's got plenty of gateways right now. He's getting up a fourth base, but I guess he figures why not attack. And now it's actually, there's no Banelings on the map for Nerchio right now. He's not opted for a Baneling nest. He's trying to get out Lurkers, but that's not going to hit in time. So his fourth base is going to be sacked right now. And it looks like that PtitDrogo may just be able to push in and squash Nerchio right now. Nerchio's ahead on army supply, but it's just 20 Hydras and 10 Roaches versus, what, 6 Archons, a bunch of Zealots and Immortals? No, this is going to be very tough. There's also sentries here. Going to be able to get off force fields. Now there's a surround coming in from Nerchio, but PtitDrogo just rolls through one side, and now the other side is just not very threatening right now. GG gets called as PtitDrogo takes game number 2. We'll see. I mean, Afreeca World, if you guys are unaware, has had an awful lot of 3-0s, of 4-0s, of not very close series. We haven't had too many back and forth series, despite us running 8 invitationals so far. We get close games, but we haven't had too many close series. So the next map's going to be Catalina. Maybe a little bit Zerg favored here, but it's a close map, so there's certainly room for some more Protoss shenanigans. So we'll be getting on into that soon here. Hopefully not too long. Alright, so the map is indeed Catalina. I guess I'll update that status while we wait. So, we've got a Protoss versus Zerg here. We've sort of seen the first 2 games, whereas everything just came together for PtitDrogo. Now, we're going to see if he can keep pulling these things together. Let me make sure I've changed the overlay. I have not. So, it's the best of 7, but PtitDrogo, he's now taken that 2-0 lead. We'll see if he can keep it going. Or if Nerchio can bring it back. Okay, this is how one way that you can decide to bring it back. 3-player map. Opt for the quick pool, does Nerchio. And now we'll see how this works out. PtitDrogo sent that probe down to build the pylon on the low ground. Now, a pylon on the low ground versus a very quick pool, it can be tough, but he can get out the complete wall off possibly in time. But this probe does go home, so he's not going to know this is coming. This simply could just be Nerchio making a decisive move and managing to run away with the game as a result. Yeah, PtitDrogo looks like he's just sticking with this tried and true, but Nerchio is not going to let him. So this is going to be possibly more of a back and forth series, it looks like here. It's hard to call things yet, but that one gateway on the low ground is going to be very tough pressed to sort of hold off all these lings coming out of Nerchio. The lings are moving out. They're actually heading north. I guess they're heading to the center of the map, and the Overlord's going to confirm where PtitDrogo is. Nerchio, he's got this very late pool, but these lings, there's no scouting on them, so they're actually just going to get in. They're possibly going to be able to pick off this pylon, and with picking off this pylon, they may just be able to take the game. There's no zealot out, so probes are forced to pull. This is what, 8 probes versus a number of lings? More lings are coming in. This could be painful. GG gets called. Nerchio rolls the dice, and it comes out in his favor there. PtitDrogo not opting to scout more or less cost him that game. I guess he decided I'd be safe this time. Apparently he wasn't. So the next map, I mean, that's how you go through a series quick with moves like that. So it's going to be Ascension to Ire is going to be the next map. Alright, so we're going to be getting right on into it now. So, map number 4 here. It's been a quick comeback for Nerchio as far as that goes, though. I mean, he takes the first map. He at least puts 1 on the board here. And with putting 1 on the board like that, that was just one way he can do it. We'll see if Nerchio can sort of bring it back in another fashion. We'll see what PtitDrogo opts for. He's gone for a low ground wall off pretty much every game. I guess he's just content with that. We'll see if he scouts after it this time, though. Nerchio not gonna bring out the same thing twice. Just gonna opt for macro play now. PtitDrogo going for a gas geyser before his gateway here. I'm not sure how relevant that is, but that's just something I noticed there. So maybe it's just to get the slightly quicker gas out, just maybe to get a very quick Stargate or something like that. We'll see how that turns out. Nerchio just opting for the standard hatch pool, so this is just a very standard Protoss versus Zerg opening right now. We've got a Nexus coming out of PtitDrogo. He'll throw up that Cybercore, try and get that wall off up. He'll be pleased to see that there's no early lings running into his base this time. The wall off begins there. So Nerchio just happily macroing up. No sign of aggression yet. No sign of aggression coming out of either players just yet. But I mean, it's not even 2 minutes into the game. It's the standard opening. Legacy of the Void has made things start much quicker than back in the day. But still, there's always a minute or two of StarCraft in which it's Just the players quite deciding what they're going to do. Nerchio, quick third hatchery once again, so he really likes having that third hatchery, that extra larva, that option to drone. PtitDrogo getting out into depth, Chrono boosting that out, interestingly enough, and he's actually delaying Warp Gate to get out a very quick Stargate alongside it here. So that's very interesting out of PtitDrogo. Warp Gate does start eventually, but just opting for that very, very quick Stargate. That one Adept is already out. It's going to head towards the south. Maybe just looking for lings, things like that. Another Adept will be coming out, so maybe PtitDrogo going to throw some Adepts and hopefully try and get some drones, perhaps. That Stargate going to be finishing up. That was a very, very quick Stargate, as I say very, very a lot. Oracle is on the way right now. We're seeing Nerchio actually opting for a Dropper Lord already. Okay, so Nerchio, I guess, is just going to be busting on the aggression right now here. PtitDrogo gets in with the Adept, maybe sees that there's lings coming out and not drones. We'll see if he completes the wall off, but honestly, it might not matter here. We're going to see this Overlord going to try and go for a drop for Nerchio again. He tried this in the first game, but it didn't work out right out there, and now this Oracle's going to come in. It's going to see this right away. There's the two Adepts there for PtitDrogo, but they're actually going to try and man the wall, make sure that nothing gets by. Because there's two Dropper Lords, though, it honestly might not matter. He's just going to bypass the wall. That's one way to do it for Nerchio, but he's almost going to just drop into the grinder of these two Adepts right there. I'm not sure how well that'll work for him. He's actually going to try and get behind on these Adepts. There's the Oracles right now. Well, there's actually a Oracle right now. A Phoenix was actually the second choice, but maybe he's going to need some more firepower. Good pull on the workers by PtitDrogo there to hold that wall. The Adept gets into position, so Nerchio has to lift off there, but that's how he's going to bypass the wall. The Stargate's actually unpowered there with that positioning. Mothership Core does come out, so he's going to Photon Overcharge. He's going to be able to pick off that Dropper Lord. The wall's complete, so he's going to be able to pick off the lings now. So all he needs to do is worry about those lings that are currently in his main bases. He's got the wall up right now, but I'm not sure if there's going to be enough for PtitDrogo to hold on. He's got the two gates. He's warping in an Adept at the front. He's warping in an Adept in the main. No probes really going down in the main base. That Dropper Lord is killed, but the wall is going to take some fire right now. The Mothership Core, not enough energy quite yet for anything. The Oracle does have enough to activate its beam, but it won't last long. PtitDrogo trying to hold on. He can lose a few probes right now. The Oracle's activating his pulsar beam, but it's going to run out of energy relatively quickly right now. But it seems that PtitDrogo may have held. He lost workers, but did he lose too many? He's lost 19. He's behind on workers slightly. Nerchio's got 3 bases. He's going back into droning, so he more or less held that attack. It was very close. PtitDrogo has the 2 Nexus out. He's got the Phoenix, so he can look around for more shenanigans, but he held. And that's really all there is to say. PtitDrogo trying to get this wall up once again. It's a bit of a mess after that one gateway went down. +1 melee on the way for Nerchio, so that's going to be his follow-up right now. We now see the 3 bases are going to begin getting saturated Nerchio. That's why he wants that third hatchery for something like this. The Oracle comes in, but there's queens at every base. There's spores at every base, I believe. So Nerchio just playing it safe there. Robo on the way for PtitDrogo. He's throwing up quite a few more gateways here. Researching charge here, so it's actually going to be a 2-base all-in, it looks like, for PtitDrogo. He's not even mining gas anymore. He's just throwing up gateways. So it's going to be a 2-base charge. 2-base charge lot up attack right now. Nerchio's actually investing in a Baneling Nest this time, so he will have that to deal with. The 7 gateways, though, is going to be a lot. PtitDrogo's actually not mining gas at all if we look at this. Well, he's got 1 probe that he just put into gas. So it's just going to be zealots in a warp prison for days. Nerchio securing a 4th base, but perhaps that's a little bit too greedy of him. He did a bit of damage, but not too much now. These charge lot all-ins have become more and more common here. PtitDrogo, though, maybe deciding not to go for the all-in, or maybe trying to fake out Nerchio right now by putting this probe at the 3rd base there. Throws up a pylon, possibly just to continue the fake. Possibly will just expand and go for some harassment with the zealots there. I honestly think committing to this attack is a good idea as he stopped mining gas there. and that he threw up all those gateways, so he does need to commit to some level. We see roaches coming into Nerchio, 9 roaches, but Zealots with charge can get on top of those. We're seeing a potential Ling run by, and there's actually no Adept in the wall right now, so this could be huge. This could be game ending right now as those Lings run by. They're heading towards the non-existent third base there, though. Nerchio expecting a third base, not realizing it's an all-in as this attack hits once again as Nerchio's caught off guard by a bunch of Zealots. Banelings warp in, though. Not getting the greatest connections there, having a hard time. Drones are starting to fall right now. We see Zealots in absolutely every single base. There's roaches, though, that are trying to fight, but the Zealots are doing a good job dealing with them. We see 14 drones have fallen so far. The third base is basically abandoned. Some drones heading towards the fourth base, but 20 drones have fallen now. And PtitDrogo sort of repaying the damage that Nerchio did. And we see this Oracle even starting to shred some of the drones as they try and retreat there. Lots of Lings have come back. Nerchio sent those Lings across the map to try and get some damage done, but they were horribly out of position when this attack came in. Protoss in 2017, says Nerchio. PtitDrogo takes the 3-1 lead there. So, PtitDrogo managing to make it work. He's gone for attacks. He managed to hold that. And now he's in a good situation in this series. Next match is going to be, let me just, that was Ascension to Ire. So it's going to be Mech Depot as the 5th map here. And it could be potentially the last map. We've been broadcasting for just over 2 hours, so I mean, Afreeca Worlds tend to be pretty quick. 2 hours sounds about right there. Alright, so we'll see if Nerchio can bring it back versus PtitDrogo. Looks like we may have a minute of downtime here. Hope you guys are enjoying this, and make sure to keep your eyes open for the announcements on the. Make sure to keep your eyes open. Sorry, I'm just sorting out lobby things. Make sure to keep your eyes open for the team league here. We've got one more map going to be played out in the finals here. Alright, here we are. So we're going to be getting right on into it. PtitDrogo versus Nerchio. We'll see if this wraps up or if Nerchio can bring it back. Hope you guys enjoy Afreeca World. There's always good StarCraft going on in these games, that's for sure. And now we're going to have a lot more StarCraft 2 on this channel, so if you are a regular Afreeca TV user, make sure to follow the channel and whatnot, as there will be lots of StarCraft going on here. Spawning up the top right-hand side of the map. Currently up 3-1, the blue Protoss playing for my insanity. It is PtitDrogo. And his opponent currently down 1-3. It is Nerchio playing for Team Euronics. So Nerchio not going for a super early pool this time, but I mean he went for some aggression in that game and it didn't quite work. I'm trying to think, how did Nerchio win that one game? Yes, it was with that early pool, so we'll see if he can sort of find a way to crack the nut that is PtitDrogo. PtitDrogo is sort of just gone at Nerchio before that game developed too much. Nerchio, I think out of all the players that when emotes were added, Nerchio just hopped right on that. There's one for every situation for him, apparently. Having a little bit of a tough time with Protoss. Managing to take a laser down in CVZ, but having a tough time in this match versus PtitDrogo. Now, PtitDrogo just going for that standard gateway nexus, nothing super aggressive or cheesy. Now, he's got the room in this series. He needs to win one more map, whereas Nerchio needs to win 3. So it's possible that if, say, PtitDrogo does drop this, he can still go for something like a crazy proxy and have room in the series to do that. This is an interesting wall out of PtitDrogo. The pylon and the nexus are actually completing like a full seal, so PtitDrogo's units are going to have to walk all the way around there. Fast third hatch coming out of Nerchio once again. He really seems to enjoy that here. Gonna just be getting out that speed, getting out the queens, etc., etc. Stargate on the way for PtitDrogo now. It's not been the Stargates that have gotten too much damage for PtitDrogo in this series. It's actually always been the sort of attacks going on at the same time when PtitDrogo has put on the aggression. And PtitDrogo has put on the aggression here. Maybe PtitDrogo decided, I don't want to wait for the Zerg to attack me, I'm going to attack. Evo Chamber on the way for Nerchio, so it's possible we'll be seeing this sort of drop shenanigans once again, try and pull the wool over PtitDrogo's eyes. We see this one stalker here. I'm gonna start shooting away on this at this Overlord. Lings are on the way, the speed is almost done. This Evo Chamber has finished up, so it's possible we'll just see a Ling flood and Nerchio saying, I'm gonna go for it. Oh, we do see that this Oracle is on the way, but this Overlord is going to go down for Nerchio, so that's not going to be a possible dropping location. He now gets supply blocked there. We see this one Overlord turning into a drop Overlord, but it's a slow Overlord, so it's going to have a long way to go here. We see an Adept put into the wall off, so PtitDrogo, dare I say, he's got this one in the bag. Nerchio's turning on the aggression, but I don't think he's going to find too much here. The Stalker's now patrolling, looking for Overlords like this one, which is going to have a very slow climb. The Oracle now flies by. I believe it saw that. Did it miss it, though? There's 2 Adepts in the wall there. We now see PtitDrogo moving across the map with this Oracle. It's going to try and get some damage done. Nerchio starting Spore Crawlers, so they may be a little bit too late, though, but really it's going to come down to how well does PtitDrogo be able to defend while possibly getting counter damage done. He's just going to need to shift like this Oracle on a lot of workers while he defends back at home. Lings are trying to break the Adepts here, and they actually do get in there. So maybe things were called a little bit too soon. PtitDrogo trying to go for a solid defense. It looks like, though, that the Lings are going to get in here. Another Oracle, actually with no energy, comes in. There's no Mothership Core out just yet. There's none producing. It seems that Nerchio... Actually, there is a Mothership Core out, pardon me. These probes are going to have to hold the lines right now. Nerchio trying to get in, trying to get by him, trying to get on top of that pylon. The other Oracle comes back, but it doesn't quite have... It actually does have energy, so it can do that. Another pylon does need to go up for PtitDrogo, possibly to seal off this wall. Probes are getting harassed in the main base. PtitDrogo does still have the worker advantage. Oracle activates its beam to kill off these Lings, and now it looks like Nerchio is in a tough situation. He killed 10 workers there, but I'm not sure if that's enough there. He's got the 3 bases. He's gonna catch up on workers right now, but PtitDrogo, he's gonna warp in Adepts. He's got the Oracles right now. He may just go for some counter damage, and I'm not sure if Nerchio will be able to respond with how greedy he's being. He's just producing drones, drones, drones. This Overlord is gonna scout the Adepts right now, so Nerchio is gonna know that he needs to make Lings here. And that's really all he can make right now. So he's going to pull the drones from the 3rd base. He's going to pull the Queen. It's going to have to waddle off creep. That 3rd base may take a bit of damage, but fortunately Adepts and Oracles don't kill them too quickly. Lings are on the way for Nerchio, but he's supply blocked, so that's a bit of an issue right there. 4 Overlords are on the way, and that could sort of be enough to seal his fate almost. These Queens out here are trying to engage the Adepts, but the Adepts shaded at home, so no actual damage being taken by Nerchio, so that's very nice here. PtitDrogo still ahead on workers, getting up his 3rd base. These Oracles are going to come in and try and pick off anything, but there's not really any drones mining gas to pick off. So the Queens, the Lings, have done a good job defending. Nerchio made a very right call pulling back there. He's now getting up his lair. He's at 50 drones. Not too much of an income, though, gas-wise, so he's going to need to start mining gas or whatever he's going to follow up with. 2 more geysers on the way. Lair on the way. +1 melee on the way. This oracle does come in. Well, the 2 oracles actually come in, by the way. One of them almost goes down there, but stays alive. PtitDrogo flies right over that 4th base, so he knows that's coming. For Nerchio, the 4th base has almost been a bit of a downfall. PtitDrogo has attacked every time, and Nerchio has not managed to use his 4th base, so that maybe he just needs to sit back, maybe try and establish more of an army before he takes that 4th base there. Right now we've got charge on the way for PtitDrogo. He's getting that +1. He's got all these gateways. You see these morphing. You know that this has been the signifying move that ended the previous games. We'll see if Nerchio can hold on this time. He's getting up a Hydra Den. He's investing in a Baneling nest, so he's really going to need Banelings, and he's going to need, more importantly, just a lot of Lings right now if he's going to hold this attack. He needs to identify that this is coming. He sees the Prism, so he's going to need to be producing units. 20 Lings on the way, 2 Spines. The 2 Spines are going to be very critical. At the 3rd base, these Spines should really help. They're not going to finish up quite in time for these Adepts, but the Lings should be able to maybe meet this army. If he pulls the Banelings up, Nerchio may be able to hold on right now. He just needs the Banelings to get in here. They're waddling up. They're actually going to connect with the Zealots quite well, so it seems that that may be enough there. But no, there's 5 Zealots still in the base. The Warp Prism is going to be able to warp in more, and that simply could be the end of Nerchio here. GG gets called. PtitDrogo takes the series 4-1. Very well played by PtitDrogo. He's found his apparently moves to make, and he's made them work. So very well played by PtitDrogo. Congrats to him for taking Afreeca World. He's been a guy who's come out to a lot of these tournaments here, and now he's managed to make them work. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Afreeca World. Now, maybe a while before the next Afreeca World with this Team League going on, but I hope you guys have enjoyed them. There's going to be a lot of StarCraft still coming out on this channel. I'll be casting it, so if you guys make sure to keep your eye out for the Team League full details announcement. There'll be a schedule and everything that'll be going out soon. Now, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the tournament, and we shall see you next time. So make sure to follow, make sure to leave a like, whatever you can do on Afreeca TV. And thank you for watching, so we'll see you next time.